Hey guys, Danny Johnson here, and today I just really wanted to tell you this short story that's really cool about a black Terminator Cobra convertible. So I had someone reach out to me over Messenger and just, talking cars. I get a lot of messages like these anyway. And he said, hey, I have a black '04 Cobra convertible, and, and I live in Australia. And, I do a lot with cars, but, the Terminators aren't too well known down here since there's not a lot of them. So I was referring him to some of the videos that I've made, and we were just talking about preferences on different oils and clutches and, superchargers, anything, just things like that. And so as we were talking, I said, funny enough, about 10 years ago, I drove a black Terminator Cobra convertible. It was the first Terminator I ever test drove. And when we went back to that dealership a little bit later, they said that somebody had bought the car in Australia and they had shipped the car down to Australia. So we thought that was really cool. And so we talked about that for a minute and then just got back to, talking about cars. And so he was telling me that this car has been converted to right-hand drive, and this was not through the company Tick Ford, which you'll see a few videos back that I made on the '02 Cobra. This was an independent company, but anyway, the car's it's in good condition for what it is, and it has the amber taillights in it as part of the conversion. It has the side marker lights, everything to be legal down there in Australia. And he's working on it with a few things here on the roof where it's starting to fade. He wants to do some minor paint correction on it, but the car's still all there and really good. But then he got to thinking, and he pulled out some of the paperwork, the original documents to the car, and sure enough, this is the very same car that I drove 10 years ago. And so here it is for sale on some of this original documentation. And I had told him, yeah, the car had about 76,000 miles on it, something like that. And so sure enough, here it is. And it's showing it in the same town that I lived, at the same dealership where I had driven it. And so I just was amazed to be reading through this and seeing this whole documentation of the car, exactly how it was when I had driven it so long ago. And, the car had a great impression on me. It was the first Terminator I had ever driven in and drove. And so here it was, Southwest Motors on St. George Boulevard. And it was amazing that this was actually the same exact car. They even had a picture on it here showing the dealership. And I started to think about how cool that would be to be in Australia and looking at these pictures of a Cobra that someone was trying to find and get shipped down to Australia 10 years ago. So anyway, it's a really cool story. Very nice car. Car goes way back for me and my twin brother because, we always talked Terminators and wanting to get one. And this was the first one that we had drove. And we, have brought it up several times over the last few years, just saying, hey, I wonder whatever happened to that car, if some collector down there has it, or, if it's still around. And so sure enough, here it is. And then so I think that was a really neat story. It was really cool that this happened. And he and I are kind of talking now, since it's really hard for him to get parts for the car. It's hard for people like American Muscle and these other places don't ship directly to Australia. So we're talking about him maybe buying parts, shipping them to my house, and then from there I'll ship them down to him, kind of a thing. So anyway, it's, as always, it's good and fun to talk cars with people, make new friends, and so this was a fantastic story that I thought was really neat and I wanted to share. So thanks for watching, and put in the comments if you have any similar videos to this or any similar stories like this or anything like that. So anyway, thanks for watching.